Bermuda Triangle, a region where reality starts to break. There are places in the world where logic works, where science explains everything, and where every event has a reason. But then, there are places where reality itself seems to weaken, where things happen that leave no trace, no answers, and no clear explanation. The Bermuda Triangle is one of those places. Stretching across a vast area of the Atlantic Ocean, this region forms an invisible triangle between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. At first glance, it looks like any other part of the ocean: calm waters, open skies, and endless horizons. But beneath that calm surface lies something that has confused scientists, terrified sailors, and fascinated the entire world. For decades, ships and aircraft have entered this region and never returned. No signals, no wreckage, no final message, just silence. What makes this mystery even more disturbing is not just the disappearances, but how suddenly they happen. One moment, everything is normal, and the next moment, everything is gone. The first signs that something was wrong. Before the Bermuda Triangle became famous, it was just another route used by ships traveling across the Atlantic. Sailors had crossed these waters for centuries without fear. But slowly, small and unusual incidents began to appear. At first, they were ignored. A ship that arrived late without explanation. A crew that reported strange compass behavior. A captain who wrote about confusing weather that changed too quickly. These incidents seemed minor, almost unimportant. But over time, they started forming a pattern. By the early 20th century, reports became more serious. Ships began disappearing completely, not damaged, not delayed, but completely gone. No distress calls, no survivors, no evidence. This was the moment when people started asking a question that still hasn't been fully answered. What exactly is happening in this region? The disappearance that shocked the world. In 1918, one of the most shocking events took place. A massive U.S. Navy ship carrying over 300 people sailed into the Atlantic. The journey was routine, the weather was stable, everything was normal. Then, suddenly, it vanished. No distress signal was sent. No wreckage was found. No explanation was given. This was not a small boat. It was a large military vessel, strong enough to survive storms and equipped with communication systems. And yet, it disappeared as if it had never existed. This event changed everything. It was no longer possible to ignore what was happening. Something in that region was capable of making even the largest ships disappear without leaving a single clue behind. When the sky itself became dangerous, if the ocean was dangerous, people believed the sky would be safer. They were wrong. In 1945, a group of 5 military aircraft took off for a routine training mission. Everything was planned, the pilots were trained, the weather was clear. At first, everything went perfectly. Then, something strange happened. The leader of the group reported that his compass had stopped working. He could not tell which direction they were flying. Soon after, other pilots began to report the same issue. They tried to adjust their course, but confusion grew. The sky around them looked unfamiliar, even though they were flying over a known area. Their final messages were calm, but uncertain. They were not panicking. They were not under attack. They were simply lost. Then, silence. All 5 aircraft disappeared. A rescue plane was immediately sent to find them. It never returned either. The pattern no one could ignore. After these incidents, it became impossible to deny that something unusual was happening in the Bermuda Triangle. More reports began to surface. Ships found drifting without crew. Aircraft losing contact within seconds. Navigation systems failing without warning. What made these cases even more disturbing was the similarity between them. Everything would appear normal. No signs of danger. No emergency calls. And then, complete disappearance. It was not just one accident. It was not just bad weather. It was a repeating pattern. Scientists tried to explain it. Governments investigated it. Experts analyzed every detail. But even after years of study, one fact remained. Not every case could be explained. And that is what turned the Bermuda Triangle from a location into a legend. The ocean that hides more than it shows. Beneath the surface of the Bermuda Triangle lies a world that is far more dangerous than it appears. From above, the ocean looks calm, but deep below, the terrain is uneven, broken, and constantly shifting. There are deep underwater trenches, sudden drops, and powerful currents moving silently through the darkness. One of the most powerful forces here is the Gulf Stream. It moves at incredible speed, fast enough to carry away debris within minutes. This means that even if a ship sinks or an aircraft crashes, the evidence may disappear before anyone can find it. But that is only part of the story. Scientists have also discovered large amounts of methane gas trapped beneath the ocean floor. When this gas suddenly releases, it creates massive bubbles in the water. These bubbles reduce the density of the water, meaning ships can lose buoyancy and sink almost instantly, without time to send a distress signal. From the sky, this gas can also affect aircraft engines, causing sudden failure. These natural dangers do not leave clear signs. They act quickly, silently, and without warning. When nature turns without warning. Weather in the Bermuda Triangle is not like normal weather. Storms here can form faster than expected. Clear skies can turn into violent conditions within minutes. Strong winds, heavy rain, and lightning can appear suddenly, leaving ships and aircraft with no time to react. One of the most dangerous phenomena in this region is the rogue wave. These waves can rise without warning, reaching heights that can destroy even large ships. Unlike normal waves, they do not follow predictable patterns. For pilots, the danger is just as real. Sudden cloud formations, turbulence, and visibility loss can disorient even experienced flyers. In many historical cases, weather reports showed normal conditions at the start of a journey, but what happened minutes later was never fully recorded. This is what makes the region so dangerous, not constant storms, but sudden and unpredictable changes. The line between error and mystery. As investigations continued, experts began to consider another possibility: human error. In earlier decades, navigation technology was not as advanced as it is today. Pilots relied heavily on compasses and visual references. Sailors depended on maps and basic instruments. If a compass malfunctioned, even slightly, it could lead to major navigation mistakes. In the Bermuda Triangle, there have been reports of compass variations. This means that instead of pointing perfectly north, the compass may shift slightly, creating confusion. A small error in direction can quickly become a major problem, especially in open ocean where there are no clear landmarks. Communication systems were also less reliable in the past. Signals could be lost, messages could be unclear, and rescue efforts could be delayed. When you combine human error with dangerous environmental conditions, the result can be disastrous. Yet, even with these explanations, there are still cases where human error alone does not fully explain what happened. The theories that refuse to disappear. Because not every case has a clear explanation, the Bermuda Triangle has become a center for theories. Some believe there is something hidden beneath the ocean. an unknown force or structure affecting everything that passes through. Others suggest the possibility of time distortion, where objects disappear from our world entirely. There are also theories about advanced technology from a lost civilization, or even unknown energy fields that interfere with navigation. While these ideas have no scientific proof, they continue to exist because of one reason: there are still unanswered questions. People are naturally drawn to mystery. When science cannot explain everything, imagination fills the gaps. And in the case of the Bermuda Triangle, those gaps are still there. The truth that remains. After decades of investigation, research, and debate, the truth about the Bermuda Triangle is both simple and complex. Most incidents can be explained. Natural forces, sudden weather changes, strong ocean currents, and human error all play a role. Modern technology has reduced these risks significantly, and today, thousands of ships and aircraft pass through this region safely every year. But not everything has been explained. Some disappearances still lack evidence. Some events still do not have clear answers. And that is what keeps the mystery alive. The Bermuda Triangle is not a place of magic or supernatural power. It is a place where nature shows its true strength, unpredictable, powerful, and sometimes unforgiving. In the end, the ocean does not always give answers. Sometimes it only leaves behind silence. And that silence is what turned this place into one of the greatest mysteries in the world.